Nobody wanna give, everybody wanna take. Fine girls want to get 1K. Talking loud, want to follow one day. Onion booty wants to pay 1K. Oh yeah, Totori me one time do. Totori me two time do. Totori me three time do. Totori me four time do. Oh yeah, Totori me one time do. Totori me two time do.
This is Olamide, guys, featuring Wizkid, toughest boys in Africa, you know, great artists.
Y'all never change. You refuse to listen. You gotta love me for who I am. Should you be seen? Work me on you, but you rock out to give you contour. But I can't go fake in your procoto. Figure the frog of my cura for me so tough. Not a Congo, Conto, hold it up. But I just didn't go and share. I'm chilling. For me, to bad, we make million.
Well, welcome to my vlog once again, guys. Thank you for those who have just subscribed. I really appreciate. Thank you for the calls. It's amazing how things work out. You just put something on YouTube and people start calling to appreciate what you're doing, you know, for the motivation and all that. I really appreciate. I'm now heading to pick up my wife from work, and I'll still continue with the stories, my diaspora stories, and I'm sure most of you would like to know how I ended up to to this country, to Sweden. Well, and I'm sure one is asking, how did you purchase your tickets? You know, actually, most of us in diaspora came to diaspora in different ways. Some came through the difficulties of you know, like boarding a boat or a ship that is that's going to Libya or Morocco, but in my case it wasn't like that. Okay, in my case I used to work in a travel agency, and as simple as the answer is, I never purchased. I actually wrote my own ticket. I wrote my own ticket. I used to work in a Japanese travel agency, and I used to get $200 a month. $200 a month. That's about 2,000 Kenya shillings by then. Okay, and my rent was actually 2,000 shillings, $200. So you can imagine, I was getting $200 as a salary, and I was paying my rent $200. So how was I surviving? You know, so in order for me to survive, I would do some things in the travel agency, you know, that were both legal and illegal. Okay, let the truth be told. So I mean, I used to make some money through some Japanese clients that would come to the travel agency, and who had forgotten to do their inoculation, yellow fever inoculation. I'm sorry guys, I'm driving. I'm a bit careful also while I'm talking to you. So if I hesitate or break my English, what a good excuse. I hope you understand. So I mean, so these Japanese guys would come, about 40 of them, to the office, to the travel agency where I was working, and maybe 20 of them would not have done the inoculation, yellow fever inoculation. So I would be asked by my boss if I would know anyone who would sell these inoculation cards. And as you know, in Kenya everything is possible. So the good thing is actually I had a good contact with people. So I would actually purchase these cards, of course without the inoculation. Okay, I would purchase these cards for about for 8,000, was it 800 shillings, which is about $80. No, $8, not 80, $8. And I would sell, no, sorry, I'm sorry. I would purchase these cards for $2. Is that $2? 200 shillings, yeah, $2, yeah. But I would charge these Japanese clients $8. Okay, so $8 is about $8 is about how much in Kenya shillings? Is that 80? That's 80. No, I'm wrong, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm confused. I actually used to buy to purchase the yellow fever cards for $20, and I would sell them for $80. Okay, 200 shillings, which is $20, and I would sell them for $80. That's about 800 shillings. Yeah, so 800 shillings. I mean 800 shillings or $80 minus $20. That's about $60. So I would make $60 per inoculation card. Okay, I would make $60 per inoculation card. So 60 times about 20 people who didn't have the inoculation card is how much? 60 times 20 is how much? $1,200. Okay, simple mathematical. So I used to make like $1,200. Should we call it legal or illegally? Okay, I'm not sure. That's up to you. But so I used to make money through other things. So I was getting a salary of $200 a month, and I would do other things also to survive. I'm not going into that right now, but next time. So I did purchase my own ticket, and I decided, I was like, okay, maybe should I go to Canada or should I go to Sweden? By the way, I had like 2 friends in Sweden that were not established, but they were here like maybe for 2 years. So I was like, okay, if I go to Canada, it will take time and it will be expensive for me to travel back home to Kenya. Okay, so I was like, okay, now Sweden, Canada, okay. I then made up my mind, okay, now I'll just take off to Sweden. Okay, I called my guys who are in Sweden already, and they were like, you come, everything is fine here, you know, we have Volvo cars, we have offices, you know, we have big houses, you know. So guys, I did not even hesitate. I just I wrote my own ticket, which I did pay for. Not my own ticket because that was my work, and I just took off one morning. Okay, and I came to Sweden, arrived in Sweden. Fortunately, we didn't need any visa at that time. We would just come in, stay for 3 months, and then get out of the country, get out of Sweden. Okay, then like you go to Germany and then come back and renew your visa. You get another 3 months. After 3 months, you get out, and then you come back, you renew your visa. Okay, so that's basically what I did. And I came to Sweden. When I came here, surprisingly, my people, these friends of mine, actually they were not established, they had not settled, they were still surviving, you know. So, but fortunately, they were staying in one room. Should I call it it's a bed sitter, okay, just a room with a small kitchen. Okay, and we were like staying 8 people, or they were staying like 7 people, and then I came, we became 8 people. So we were living basically in a small bed sitter, about 8 people. Okay, we had mattresses on the floor, we had a bed sofa. Okay, so that's how I came here, and I was welcomed by these friends of mine. I got a place to stay, but all the stories that they were telling me, that they had Volvos, that they had offices, they would sometimes call me and tell me, oh, I'm now sitting in my office. All those were lies. Okay, I'm not blaming them for that, because they really helped me, and I really appreciate for that. And so anyway, I came, we survived together. And I was so lucky that, I mean, when I just arrived that week, the same week, within 7 days, I found myself a job. Okay? I found myself a job as a window cleaner. There was a school that we went, and we were cleaning every day. And my first salary that I got with 10 days, and this is actually 1991. I didn't say the year, guys, but it was 1991. So within those 10 days that I worked in that school, I got 7,000 kronas. 10 days only, I got 7,000 krona. Okay, I was so happy because, I mean, that was a big change in my life. I had just landed in Europe. I didn't suffer like many people suffer. I have friends who are sleeping in containers, you know, like in the evening at 9 o'clock, they go out, look for an empty container where they would put boxes, jump on the container and sleep there. Okay, I had friends actually who were sleeping in the lifts. They would go in an apartment around 10 o'clock at night when everyone is asleep, press the lift up to the basement, and then put stop, you know, as if or engage the lift so that it doesn't function. Okay, so they would sleep actually in the lift until in the morning, where they'll unlock the lift and get out. Okay, so I mean, it was a difficult time for it was or maybe it's still difficult times for those people who are in the diaspora or who are coming to Europe, you know, in search of a greener pasture. Okay, so I basically never went through that. I was lucky. I got a job and we were having a nice time. Not everyone was working, and so I worked for how many months? About 3 months? No, 2 months, I think. And the rest, I'll tell you later, guys. Okay? Please don't forget to subscribe to my vlog or to my YouTube channel. Okay? I've got nice, good stories coming from the diaspora or in Sweden, where I am right now. Okay? As I said earlier, I'll be talking to my friends who moved here, not just from Kenya. I mean, I'll be talking to everyone that came from Africa to look for a good living. Okay, so I mean, watch out for everyone that you think about. Anybody that you know, send them to me. I'll talk to them. Okay, subscribe. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate. Okay, ciao.